What's up, everybody? How we doing? And happy Monday. It's good to be here, you guys. I was looking forward to this each and every day, all day. Missed you guys over the weekend, and it feels good to come on and connect with our community here. And I've been looking forward to it, guys. I've been looking forward to it because I've been building a thesis. And today is going to be about Motivation Monday, and we're going to talk about the thesis for this bull run, the different scenarios that I see playing out, and what's happening sort of like right before our eyes. And I know that this has been such a boring time for a lot of people, but I'm going to try to make this as exciting as possible, because even if we have to be just a little bit more patient, I think this could play out, right? And so we're going to go over a few things. Rob may or may not make it, but we're going to have a look at some Bitcoin TA and a lot of facts about why I believe there's still another explosive wave to come for Bitcoin, and what's been going on kind of like hiding in plain sight right in front of us. Okay, so we're going to try to connect the dots today. We're also going to bring on our partner, Steven, who's going to talk about real estate, the real estate market, what's happening there, the thesis on that, and investments, and what to be doing right now, you guys, what to be doing now, because now is the time to get ready for that explosive wave. And I also realized that I never had my ATH cocktail with you guys on Friday, so I'm thinking about doing that tomorrow. You know, Cocktail Tuesdays, we're going to bring it back. So I just want to shout out to all of the real ones who are here today. DJ, you couldn't have said it better. Awkward time, but I'm here. That is what's up. And those are the winners. That's how you win at life. You show up when things are weird, when things are hard, when things are strange, and you just keep going. So, yeah, question about, are you no longer with your previous YouTube people? Yeah, so I did announce earlier back that we are not affiliated with the Capital Mindset or Trip anymore. We have since parted ways, and I'm now doing YouTubes primarily with Rob and other lead analysts that are now in the Hive, that we're all moderators and analysts in the Capital Mindset. And now we've shifted over. We've built a new group, and it's an open Discord. Actually, the link is in the description below. We will be closing that at some point. So it's still open till we get to about 100 members. We just started this, and you guys will be rewarded for being the early adopters, right? So sign up to the Discord. The link is in the description below. And we're going to do a lot of cool things, DGen mod. So what's up? What's up? What's up, Poe man? How's it going? How's it going? What are we doing today? How are we feeling? What are you drinking? I'm drinking tea. I know it's kind of boring, but it just feels like that kind of day, right? It's a really good tea. Tell me where you guys are tuning in from, how you're feeling. DGen loves the thesis. Megan, what's up? How you doing? Block Crypto, what's up? How's it going? El Gamid, we can always count on you, man. The G, Block Crypto, hi, how's it going? Gordon, I'm using 50K and buying the dips and taking everything out at a 5 to 10% profits. That's amazing, Gordon. You know, there's something to be said for that. Just taking slow and steady profits as we go. And I think that this bull run has reconditioned people to sort of think differently, right? We still have our long-term bags, our long-term holds. I've got all those, but maybe now, if we're going to have this sort of like stair step up into the right consolidation, it would make sense to have a portfolio where you take more consistent profits. And congratulations to you for having cash to do that. I actually just met a woman from Angola who's in my members club here in Marbella. And wow, she just talked about like how she made her fortune, right? And first of all, she worked in an emerging country, which was Angola. She founded a bank that she knew nothing about, okay? She was just there at the right time, the right place, and had the guts and the courage to go forward. And she ended up selling out of that bank for millions. And her main takeaway was, man, having cash when nobody else does in the world will set you free forever and ever, and generations and bloodlines, right? So if you do this right, there's a way that you can set yourself up that you will like absolutely destroy it in the markets investing. And that's what I want you guys all to reach today. I want you guys to reach that goal. I know we can all do it together. So that's Spain. Yeah, I'm in Spain. $50. Okay, 50K. Guys, I'm getting confused here. Oh, that's Block Crypto. Yeah, so I'm tuning in from Marbella, Spain. And Steven, who's going to come on really shortly here, is coming in from Georgia. Actually, let's add him to the show. What's up, Steven? How you doing?
Good, Meg. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited for today's show because it's going to be a little bit different, you guys. I'm going to take you through all of the quote unquote proof or facts that lead to like the thesis I have on this market, right? And what we could be seeing in the next 6 to 12 months, because we need a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. We need all the different plans. So I'm going to take you guys through that. So thanks, my problem, no money. I mean, hey, Paul, man, that's a lot of people's problem, especially on the dip. no one ever has cash to buy the dip. So let that be a lesson to all of us that taking those steady profits might be a way to help maximize the portfolio and compound the gains, right? So that's why we opened a trading group, and it's called the Hive. We want everybody to come together like in a beehive. We're all sort of buzzing. We're all like there to help each other and help the hive grow, right? Like if you learn how to trade, it's an invaluable skill that can lead you to do so much better. It's just such an amazing skill. You can short in the bear market. You can always make money regardless of the conditions. In fact, I just want to do this one quick thing. I want to show you, Rob just had a shout out in the group, and it happens to be one coin that he has been really spot on with. So I'm going to share my screen for a minute here. And I'm just going to show you guys what the Discord looks like if you're not in it yet. So here it is. This is the Discord. It's called the Hive. Okay. And if you go here to the side on CryptoGents, okay, that's where Rob just posted his latest setup here. And it's Wormhole. So Wormhole is just about to break above the 200 MA on the hourly, and above that daily 9. Okay, so on the
we can't see the screen here.
Okay, yep. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, guys. All right, let me remove this. Oh, it's because I have. Okay,
there we go.
Can you see it now? All good.
We can see you.
All right. Sorry about that. So this is the Hive Discord, right? And it's here are all like the different traders and the people who we're starting to populate with, and some of the best traders in the entire Web3 space. Okay. And Rob, who's on a lot of our lives Monday through Friday, this CryptoGents is where he posts a lot of his stuff. So he just did a call out. As you can see, Wormhole here on the 1 hour, it just broke above the 9 MA, which Rob says is the magical moving average that, it has a really big hit rate of playing out when, we break above it, we consolidate, and we're sort of testing support on it. So go and check that out, because he's actually having call outs as we speak, and but their group is updating us all the time. So that link is in the description below. And guys, we're going to rock it this quarter. We're going to rock it. I just want to start this off with a question, okay? And this is for everybody. Where do you think we are right now? For those of you listening, where do you think we are right now on the fear and greed index, right? Or within the cycle? What do you think, Stephen? Where do you think we are right now?
Whew. Let's see here. I think we're right here sitting in this bear trap ready to go is what I want to see.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. I think we are right here at the bear trap, ready to explode, guys. And I'm going to give you all the reasons for why I believe that in a minute. But Graham, so good to see you. He's turning in from New Zealand across the world. We have such an international crowd. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, give us something good. I'm always here to deliver the goods. And yeah, they call me permabull, optimist, whatever. I could be bearish short term and think we're going to have a correction, but I have not changed my thesis. I haven't faltered, and I don't believe we are in a bear market. I just don't believe that due to all the factors that we're going to discuss today. Bear trap for sure. Let's go, Megan. You guys see this? I mean, this is we literally. I'll show you the Bitcoin chart now, but Steven says it too. I think a lot of you see this. That's where I believe that we're at. So I'm going to share my screen one more time. I'm going to show you Bitcoin. All right, because we discussed this the other day with Rob. There we go. It seems to be working now. So this is Bitcoin, all right? And this is the daily time frame. And I just want to show you something here. So this yellow 200 MA, that's pretty much like the bull market support, right? And as you can see, like so many times, we've broken down below it and danced below it and broken back above it within the uptrend. As you can see, we just did that here in July. Well, we started really in March 2024, consolidated all the way down, a fake out down below the 200, and then we pop back above and boom, off to the races. And as you can see, we did that again here on this most recent consolidation that started around, we'll say the second high, January, and came all the way down, danced around this 200 MA, and then boom, popped back up. So what I do want to point out is like the amount of time that we did that. So from when we first started to try to find support on that 200 MA until we sort of like popped back above it, we had about 54 bars, right? So about just about 2 months. And, I don't know if we're going to have the same similar setup here where we dance around that 200 MA. But, if we were to do so, where would that put us? That would put us at about 54 bars, the same. Yeah, that would put us about December 10th. So that's part of the story today. But before I get into that, as you can see as well, Bitcoin has broken back above this 200 MA and holding it as support. And we're currently working on breaking above the 1-day 9. And if you guys recall, all last week, Rob was telling you the 1-day 9 has an incredible hit rate. There's just something about it where when we break above and we hold it as support, we ride that wave. Now, we can have what he calls a dancing queen as well, where we weave in and out. The question is, can you guys withstand another month and a half of sort of dancing around these areas before blast off? Because that is a very real possibility. That's a real possibility, and people aren't going to like that. I know we all want to see a new all-time high this month, but either way, my God, it's just a little bit more patience, right? Just a little bit more patience. So let's see here. Communist region, not sure what that means. There's a good chance we're in the bull trap stage. 118K will be key. Yeah, and actually 128K, because, you know, we need to break above that in order to continue on with the uptrend and hit new all-time highs, right? But for now, I'm going to give you some stats as well. CME gap at 107K. This is Gordon. Zoom in and look at the latest CME. Yeah, we went over that last time. There was actually one at 91K too, I believe. But again, those CME gaps, they don't need to be filled. When it fills, let's see, I'll buy and sell all the else. Yeah, you know, it may or may not go down there. So we can't have that as the end all be all, right? Love the charts. Yeah, I love the charts. And Rob will be back tomorrow, so we'll look at charts more in depth. But for now, I want you guys to understand where we could go. So before we get into the conversation, I'm going to give you some stats, okay? So the low, so I know that I've talked about this a lot before. So in September, when we've had green Septembers in the previous bull runs, then the low of October has generally come within the first week, and the high has come during the last 3 days of October. Now, there's only one time in the last 6 iterations that this has happened that the low has come in, you know, later than the 16th or the 16th or later, and Bitcoin did not close positive during that October. So we could be looking at that. We could be looking at a longer consolidation around this area, but I would look at that as incredibly healthy. Okay. Yeah. That's just it. So what are your thoughts, Stephen?
Yeah. So consolidation inside the market is always a good thing. You have to, after you have these big runs. It was just earlier this year, we was fighting for our life to get past that 60,000. We'd consolidate back, and boom, here we are. And so consolidation is absolutely just building the pad for the takeoff, the launch.
Right. Oh yeah. The more solid the foundation, the higher the blast off, right? Because you have more, solid ground to take off from, and more of price action in that area. So I see Gordon says only one CME gap in history not filled. Yeah, I didn't mean never. I just meant it doesn't have to do so right now. We could go back up on a run and come back to fill that gap later. I mean, you just don't know when that will happen. So we can't base the entire trading strategy off it. Now, that being said, like I said, we could dance around that 200 MA, come back down, pop down to 100K and test that. But, the rest of the stats are this. If we close above, so the 5 day is going to close on Wednesday. And if we close above $108,200 on Wednesday's close, that is a very bullish thing for Bitcoin. So keep that in mind, guys. And on average, on the bigger time frame, so these are stats that I get from Eric Brown. He's a friend in the industry and one of my favorite analysts. So on average, there's another setup brewing here where we have very, very low volatility, right? The BYDFi is like a volatility measure. And right now it's super, super low. And the setup is brewing to where once it breaks above 15%, it's currently at 11. Depending on what direction the stochastic RSI is at, is most likely where the price action will go, right? So it's typically a 34% move. Now, if we close Wednesday at 108 and we continue on this run like we are, chances are we're going to get that 35% to the upside, which puts Bitcoin anywhere from like 130 to 150,000, right? So that's what we're looking at here. 130K this month. I would like that too, Gordon. I would like that too. But either way, we'll be happy, right? Because we know what's coming. That's what I want to prepare you for in this Monday show. Do you know if Theta had anything to do with AWS? So yeah, I've been seeing that everywhere. No, Theta definitely probably didn't have anything to do with that, but maybe they need Theta. Maybe that was the problem, Raw Food Writer. They need Theta to power their bandwidth. So before I get into this, Stephen, what are your thoughts then? How are you preparing for this? What are you going to talk to us about today on real estate? What are the markets looking like for you?
Yeah, so we're slowly transitioning. Well, let's hit the crypto first. So these pullbacks are opportunities to buy. And so like I don't never buy at the top. I always wait for the pullbacks to invest. I love investing in Bitcoin, and that's my go-to. I've been investing in Bitcoin since 18,000. So it's really a great opportunity as you watch Bitcoin grow and develop and you see these takeoffs. It was just 12 months ago, we was fighting for our life to break that 60,000, 70,000 mark. And now we're sitting here at 115,000. We're like, oh man, we're not breaking 125. Like I want to see the pullbacks a little bit, and I want to see them find that strong support level so I can continue to invest and then get ready for this takeoff, because Bitcoin has almost had 100% return in the last, 18 months. So like that's excellent. That's great. So it's a very great asset to invest in. All of my extra cash, that's where it goes if I don't have anywhere to put it. And the real estate market, we're slowly getting to the point to where the inventory is building up, and we're slowly transitioning into that buyer's market. We've been in a seller's market for so long, and so we're starting to get to that point to where it's interest rates are coming down right around 6%. So it's given us the opportunity. Usually when interest rates go down, the price of real estate goes up, and it's given us opportunity to prepare for that.
All right. Sorry, you cut out there for a minute. But yeah, so it's a buyer's market now is what we should stick with. I mean, I've talked to so many people, including, really big real estate people in the area and things. And there's so many talks of bubbles all around. And that. And yet, Tom Lee, he says that we've got a long way to run and that we're only like one standard deviation away from the mean. And that if you look at when the dot-com boom bust happened, we aren't anywhere close to those metrics in this bull run. And yet there's so much talk with the bull run being over, of just so much doom and gloom. And I just don't know of any market cycle that topped and peaked at that point. And as Anthony Pompliano said, so by the way, I'm going to be doing a X Spaces with Anthony Pompliano on Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. So tune in. He's really, really talented guy, and Proppy, bringing real estate on chain. We're going to talk about real estate. So, but so they're saying, I just don't see it. I don't see a bubble popping right now. I feel like we've got more room to run, and that, we need to at least see that money come into the market, cheap, fast money when they start lowering the rates, right?
That's right. That's absolutely right. Yep. So as the market starts to get flooded with real estate and the inventory starts to overpower, we'll start to see those prices get where they need to be. Interest rates are coming down at the perfect timing for that, so that we can be able to have an overinflated market with real estate properties at a lower interest rate. Boom. Buyer's market, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. So like people are literally giving up and packing their bags when we are ready to fly, in my opinion. Maybe not right away. Maybe we need a month or two more consolidation. I don't know. But all I know is we are ready to fly. Hyperstagflation has no bubbles. Interesting, Martin. That's an interesting thought. And stagflation, we're in a really precarious position. And I just want to bring you back to what I talked about having to do with gold last week. And this is a really important part of the thesis. Okay. So gold is flying. I mean, everybody has seen this. It's all-time high after all-time high. And it's just kind of crazy. It's like, where did this come out of? And so when I started to do some digging, I found like Swan Bitcoin and a lot of different research that said that this could potentially be, part of this manipulation. And gold, gold hasn't moved in this way in a pretty long time. I'm going to show you guys some really compelling charts here. But, China and India, they're not buying oil through the US dollar anymore. They're going around it. They're trying to go around it. In fact, Trump just came out and said, I'm going to keep tariffs hot on India until they stop going around the US dollar to buy oil, buying oil from Russia, basically. So that's happening. And the dollar is losing its strength. In fact, the CEO of Citadel equated that to people totally losing faith in the dollar and, wanting to de-risk, like from U.S. sovereign risk, meaning they don't have confidence in the dollar. So they're flocking to gold. But what if, as the gold price skyrockets, that's quietly recollateralizing the system in the background, quietly absorbing the inflation and, turning the clock and being the collateral asset as, the U.S. gets ready to transition into a new era, right? And to try to bring the dollar back around again through that. And they don't want Bitcoin to front run that because Bitcoin is the uncontrolled asset, right? So that's one of the parts of this thesis, which I found really interesting and, a interesting reason for why they're buying gold. But I do want to show you guys this as well. John Bollinger himself, you all know Bollinger Bands, right? If you're trading, you probably heard of Bollinger Bands. So he was the inventor of Bollinger Bands, and he just had his first call out since 2022, okay? And he said, So this is a commentator on this. Wow, the last time John made a call for ETH USDT, it was September 9th of 2022, and ETH went on a pump to 1290 from 4,000. So John Bollinger is calling out, what time is it? ETH USDT is breaking out of a Bollinger Band squeeze. Must be time to pay attention. And he's always also talking about double bottom on both Solana and Ethereum. So Sol and ETH having double bottom. So this guy is like a legend, and he never makes call outs like this. And he's saying that that's what he sees in the Bollinger Band. So these are big moves brewing. Like, tune out the noise completely. There's a much bigger move brewing here. So whether or not we go back down to 100K or even down to like mid 90s to scare the living daylights out of everybody, just, stay strong. Keep that conviction, because what we're fighting for on the other side of this is so much more powerful than some like interim noise of tariffs and all that kind of other stuff. So, I'll be happy if alts go up in 1 to 2 months and make 20 to 40K a month. Yeah, okay. Absolutely. I mean, that could happen. Now, alts aren't going to run unless Bitcoin starts to level out and see a new all-time high, right? So when will that be? Potentially. So the first scenario I was looking at was that we start to run like end of this year into the beginning of next year, and maybe alts run into spring or summer, where we start to have the bear. But I don't really think that would be a bear in traditional senses. I think that we could even see the beginning of the bull start again by the end of 2026, like a 5 to 6 month long bear market, right? I don't think things are the same. And it would not be wise to think that they are when so many things are different. And also the liquidity cycle is lagging. So that liquidity cycle, I mean, the business cycle is bullish. Liquidity cycle is bullish, and global liquidity doesn't peak until mid 2026. There's so many things, including the fact that every time gold has peaked, it has flown into Bitcoin. I mean, it just blows my mind that people are bearish right now. Mid 90s is a bear market. Not if we don't stay down there, Gordon, and also not on a monthly, actually. And it would be ugly if it did go down there, but it wouldn't technically be a confirmed bear market unless it was sustained down there and we had like a real monthly close or weekly close down there. So yeah, weeks before the tariffs, tons and tons of gold was being transported to the US. It's all part of the big plan with Trump to pump up the gold price and reprice the current gold. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And what if, they announced that our Bitcoin, so the US Bitcoin acquisition strategy has to be tax neutral, right? So what is one way to do that, right? Through repricing gold. It has to be taxpayer budget neutral, right? Like, they can't use taxpayers' money. So I think this is all part of the bigger plan. That's just my thoughts. What do you think, Stephen?
Absolutely, it's the bigger plan. And, Trump's no idiot. So I think he knows exactly what he's doing. He's very strategic in what he does, with the tariffs down to the gold and everything. And I also want to encourage people, just remember, it was November the 3rd or 4th last year when Bitcoin was sitting around 67,000. By the end of November, we was at $100,000 Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin will sit here, it will go, and we are not. I don't believe for a minute that we're approaching the bear market. I think we're in the consolidation period for the next takeoff, and I think we'll have a prolonged altcoin season this time.
Right.
And this be a good time for a plug that Rob just posted another setup in the Discord. So if you're not in, you better get in.
Let's go, guys. The link is in the description. Down below, you got to get in there and check out the setups. And we do have a beginner's trading course, so you can hone in on your skills. We will be announcing another course, intermediate to advanced, soon with all of Rob's secret strategies. But for now, you can take that beginner's course. All you need to do is sign up for the BYDFi exchange below. They're giving insane deposit bonuses right now, and there's no KYC. You use your Gmail, no KYC, so don't worry about that. You just sign up and you get ready to go, and you at least get positioned, right? You get yourself set so that when it's time to go, you go. So go and check out those setups that are happening now in the Hive, and go say hi to Rob, because we missed Rob today too. He'll be back on tomorrow. What's up, Watchman? I was wondering if you're coming around. We needed some good vibes in here. Yeah, you guys are all good vibes, actually. You are the A-team. You are the winners here in this chat. That's for sure, because you're tuning in when everybody else is not, because they only tune in when Bitcoin is at all-time highs and they chase the tops, right? That's not you on this channel. So yeah, I want to show you guys a few things now. All right, take you through the thesis. So I'm gonna try to share my screen again here. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah. Okay. So first things first. Trump just announced that he's going to visit China in early 2026 after being invited by President Xi. Okay, so like this is just constant back and forth, back and forth. Like that's why I say the tariff stuff is noise. It's just a lot of noise because it's it's not. He's using these as negotiation tactics for sure, and I think there will definitely be some sort of agreement made. CZ says Bitcoin will flip gold's market cap. I don't know exactly when. Might take some time, but it will happen. Save the tweet. See, this is CZ's thing to say like save the tweet, right? Because he's been right about a lot of stuff. He's a very like long-term thinker, and he sees things well before they come. Now, I think it can definitely hit the half of gold's market cap and still be undervalued. But how long will it take it to flip gold's market cap? I mean, sooner rather than later. The younger people prefer to invest in crypto, right? In Bitcoin. And so I think that we'll see that transition in a big way. What do you think, Stephen?
Yeah. I mean, look at the utility use of Bitcoin and what the future holds for Bitcoin. And we see where technology is today and how fast transactions. And I'm sure if there's some younger people here, they don't understand, but everybody remembers when credit cards first come out, how much of a pain it was to use credit cards because it was a slow transaction. And as Bitcoin and technology continues to advance, the use case of cryptocurrency will also advance. And it's just the future. You don't see people going around trading gold bars at the gas station anymore. So it's the future. Just like the credit card, the internet, everything else. It's brighter that way than it is behind us.
Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't agree more. And here is like the top people that have been making these seemingly outlandish price predictions, although psychologically, 10,000 feels a lot further away than $1 million after reaching that 100K mark, right? Like that's just a psychological thing. But so Tim Draper, a friend and legendary investor, 250K. These are all like by end of 2025, right? Raoul Pal, 200. Michael Saylor, 150. Mike Novogratz, 150. Peter Brandt. I mean, these are all legends, right? But the one that carries the most weight for me here is Larry Fink. I mean, when he goes out and says something, the CEO of BlackRock, he's talking to a very traditional, much more risk-averse investor type, right? And he's going out there and he's saying 700K. I mean, that means something in like that world, that he has the wherewithal. And it's not just to pump his own bags. I mean, he also has his reputation on the line. Clearly BlackRock, I mean, it's been the highest performing ETF in history. So, I mean, I just don't understand how we could be bearish on that. Also, big news for XRP, all you XRP people. Ripple seeks to buy 1 billion XRP tokens for the new treasury. That's massively bullish. There's a lot going on with Ripple. They want to raise that 1 billion to accumulate XRP, the digital token linked to the company, in a sign that the recent market tumult has not stopped crypto heavyweights from pursuing their business plans full force. Yeah, I think that smart money and big whales are using this time to accumulate, guys. And that we should be doing the same. Right. And then you see here that Bitcoin is down here at number 8 now. Gold at the top. Gold officially becomes the first asset in history to hit $30 trillion. I'll go back to gold in a minute, but Coinbase just made its Bitcoin rewards credit card available to everybody in the US, earning Bitcoin on every purchase. That's super cool. I think I might check that out. Who in here is going to get a Coinbase Bitcoin card? And then CZ saying our industry is terrible at marketing. Instead of trolling ourselves, which I admit I do a lot, we should be educating people about Bitcoin. Yeah, just look. These people are lying on the block. I mean, it's absolutely insane. It's insane what kind of a gold rush is happening. And that takes me to the fear and greed index. We are in a bull market in fear. All right, fear. That for me is the biggest buy signal of all. And this is the most important chart I wanted to show you guys today. Okay, so have a look at this. Gold is at its top and Bitcoin. So gold being at its peak has always signaled, or has, the majority of time signaled that Bitcoin is at a bottom. 2020 proved it. 2025 is about to repeat it. So this is what happened back, the year of the pandemic. Gold ran up all-time highs straight up. And then it slowly trickled down. And in that time is when Bitcoin started its real ascent, not after it trickled down, after it peaked. The question is this the peak? Because if it is, we could be starting that slow but steady, sure and heavy ascent until we get to a certain point where we go parabolic. I think that is absolutely in the cards, and that could happen by the end of the year. I'm still expecting a bullish Q4. So, let me know what you guys think of this. What are you thinking about seeing a chart like that, Stephen?
Yeah, that's pretty motivating. That's the first time I've seen that chart, and that's exciting, because if we have a run like that with Bitcoin, everybody who did not invest in Bitcoin, because when Bitcoin starts to run, fear kicks in and everybody wants to start buying. It continues to run, it continues to push. Then you have some consolidation there at the top. But yeah, that's pretty exciting to see.
Right. Yeah. And here Swan says, not every bear ends with a crash. Some correct in time, not price. The whole year has been one long digestion phase, a silent reset after the parabolic run. So he's saying that like the bear of this whole thing was actually just time wise and not price wise. So I think that's interesting. Then he says, measured in dollars, Bitcoin looks fine. Measured in gold, it's down nearly 40%. That's the stealth correction nobody noticed, masked by the dollar's own debasement. Boom. That is so powerful. So here it's saying that Bitcoin in gold terms topped near 41 ounces this year. It's since bottomed around 23 to 24. A full cycle correction quietly completed, right? So Bitcoin did its full cycle correction. So he's saying that maybe that's like we've already been through the bear. I mean, think about that. That's another point of this cycle that we could think about, that like maybe our bear was just more time consolidation and we already went through that full correction, and that the dollar's been silently being debased and people are just flooding out of the dollar. I mean, this cycle is different in ways. And I think that we probably will never be the same again after the pandemic and after the massive amount of money printing that happened during that pandemic. I just don't see us going back to the same ways that we were, right? Because now the Fed can't control inflation, and labor markets is like going cold and stuff, and so like they have to focus on things, and they have to do something in a different way, because what they're doing is not working. So yeah.
I'm from Georgia. I got a southern drawl. I'm from Georgia, not Texas.
El Kamad asking if Stephen is from Texas. He does have a southern drawl. You're right. Yeah, I don't know. Is it similar to a Texan accent? What do Texans sound like?
I guess the same.
I don't remember now. You guys, how many of you are from, like, where are you guys from? I know we've got New Zealand in the house. I don't know if Graham's still hanging around. I know there's some people from where Rob's at. What do they call them? The pincers? He asked me, are you a pincer? Rob's from Pittsburgh. I'm from California, but I'm living in Spain. So we've got a very international audience here, and it's badass, if I do say so. Okay. So that's basically what I think, guys. I think that Bitcoin is just waiting to rip. And I don't doubt that we're going to get that run. I just don't. Like, I have very extremely high conviction in it. We're holding support above the 200 daily moving average. We're just about to break above the 9, which is Rob's magical number. And some of those setups are about to break above those 9. So you guys better go and check those out. One other thing I want to talk about before we, say sayonara, Arizona. Oh, that's pretty cool. I've never been to Arizona, but I've heard it's beautiful. What about you, Stephen? Have you been to Arizona?
I've never been to Arizona. No. Nope.
Yeah,
I've been in the Northwest a little bit, but never Arizona.
Yeah, we got to get like exploring more places, or I would like to at least. Charles Hoskinson invited me to his ranch a while back to do like a tour and just do a podcast out there. That's in Wyoming. He's
beautiful.
Like hundreds of bison and like just a massive ranch. So I'd love to see that, but I've only been to, like New York, California, Miami. I'd love to see more. Yeah, exactly. So maybe we'll have to get out there into, like the Midwest and the South and stuff like that. Raw Food Writer says, what areas would you recommend to visit in Spain? So everybody goes to Barcelona when they come to Spain, and that's okay. Barcelona is beautiful, and Madrid. They're like the bigger cities, but I am such a Southern girl. Like, I love Southern Spain. I just think Southern Spain is so underlooked and just so amazing. So I would go to Sevilla. That's where I used to live. Granada, Marbella is where I live now. And that's very much like an international hub and more like beachy resort style. But yeah, like I know we got Martin from Fuengirola, which is also a beautiful city, all in the south. And let me tell you, Southern Spaniards know how to enjoy life, and the tapas and the food and everything is just so happy here. If you guys aren't like, you've got to do things every day that make you happy, and you got to surround yourself by like uplifting vibes, and like just remember also to like, enjoy this process and this journey. And that's, I think, what we want to spread on this Monday motivation live, right?
Isn't that what life's about? Like just getting out there and living life on your terms, getting out of that rat race and finding financial freedom so that you can live the life that you want.
Yes. Yeah,
See the
absolutely.
world, do things, like I got to go visit Meg in Marbella and, stayed in Marbella. We got to go to and enjoy the Spanish culture. It was great, beautiful
It was.
place.
It is. And you like get a bigger idea of the world, like, and what's happening in the world outside of the US. And it's really interesting. The woman who I talked to who made her fortune in Angola by having money at the right time, she had a ton of money when the crash happened in 2008. I mean, setting yourself up for stuff like that and learning how to like compound your profits and have them for when the bear markets come is, I mean, the best way to set yourself up for long-term success, right? So that's there's a big point there. But see, Gordon says, I used to work in Baltimore 20 years ago, and it was a hardcore, dangerous place. Really?
Yeah,
I didn't
Baltimore.
know.
No, don't go to Baltimore. Leave
Really? I
Baltimore alone.
had no idea. Okay. I just don't have any idea. So is it a nicer place now, or is it still?
I don't know. I haven't been in so long.
Wow.
Yeah, I dodged any of the high crime rate cities. I dodge them.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. All right. You used to work there. That's pretty hardcore then, if it was dangerous back then. But yeah, guys, like you got to set yourself up for success, both skill wise and mentally, which is why we're investing so much time and effort and resources into the Hive trading group, and going to come up with that intermediate to advanced trading course. And we're going to have seminars and give like USDT futures bonus to the winner, and that we're still a small community right now. As we grow, it'll get less and less, you guys have an excellent chance right now as early adopters to be a part of something awesome, and it already is. And we just like thank you for tuning in and for being here and for supporting this movement, because it means everything. So I just want to play you guys a video, as we're getting toward the end of this stream, as to like what we're fighting for on the other side. And I think you're going to be pretty motivated by it. So let's just have a look at this video and then we'll talk about it. Okay.
They don't realize they're inside the matrix. And for most people, they have never been educated. And they don't realize that they're in this trap, in this rat race where they will never be free and they will be forever slaves to the big government. Some people are fine being slaves. They don't mind it, unfortunately. Yeah. But I would like to say that most of us don't like it. We like to be free in control of our own decisions. And the sooner we get illustrated by Bitcoin, the better. That's why I just wrote that book, the Bitcoin Enlightenment, with some co-authors. The only way to get out of that fraud is through Bitcoin. Yeah. It makes you responsible. You got to learn to custody your stuff. Yeah. Because that's another thing. Hey, my money is safe. It's in the bank. I'm a banker, I have a bank. I have 22 million customers. Yeah. And I know all about the risks. People think that they took the money to the bank, put it there, and that they're probably sitting in the vault in the backside of the bank. It's not like that. The money's gone. It's invested in it's been loaned to somebody to buy a house. Yeah. That's what banks do,
That's exactly right. That's exactly
right. So the banking system is also heavily reliant on the central bank as a lender of last resort. And, because we have the lender of last resort, then banks take on more risk, and they should.
Ooh, I don't know about you guys, but I think that summed up a lot about our current human condition, right? What are your thoughts when seeing that, Stephen?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, like he hit it dead on the head. Either you're going to be a part of the rat race, or you're going to find your way to freedom. And I seen somebody put in here the ticket to escape the matrix is sold in Bitcoin, and that is true, like investing in Bitcoin now, because in 10 years, we all look back 10 years from today and like, dang, I should have bought Bitcoin. I should have bought Bitcoin. In 10 years, we're going to say the same thing. That's what drove me down the entrepreneurial journey I'm on is to escape the rat race that people are calling normal. I don't want to be a part of this normal thing. I want to enjoy freedom. I want to enjoy life. I want to get out. I want to see things. I get one time around this world, like I get one life. So I want to live it to the fullest.
Absolutely. And that's what this is all about. So on this Monday, when we're sort of waiting for Bitcoin to decide what it's going to do, maybe it's going to dance around that 200 MA, maybe it's going to pop back down and scare everybody and go back down toward 100K and then pop back up. Just know that, like, you know, we're in the right place at the right time. And all I hear people say is like, oh, it's too late. Like the woman from Angola who's really wealthy now. Oh, I don't want to invest in Bitcoin because I'm too late. That's absurd. It's absurd. And we know that. And Ricardo Salinas, who's the guy who just spoke, is a Bitcoin billionaire. Okay. And actually he docks his boat sometimes in Marbella where I live. And he's living the good life, guys. And I think he's 70% invested in Bitcoin of his wealth, which is wild. Okay. Yeah. So I love this. Tickets to escape the matrix are priced in Bitcoin. Like, you should coin that, Peter. I think that's amazing. I think that's super cool. And until you understand that, until you understand like how, if you're not outpacing inflation, then you're just slowly suffocating and dying, then, you know, you're going to be stuck in that. And Stephen is living proof that you can get out of that matrix. If you're working a 9 to 5 and you do want to do that, you want to like work towards something, you know, outside of that matrix and free yourself. He did do that. And he took the leap of faith. He took that risk. And now he's here working with us and has so many entrepreneurial things going on and been very successful in real estate and other companies. And you just have to believe in yourself and be willing to take that step. So I don't know if any of you in the chat are working a 9 to 5 and you don't want to be, and you want to get toward that financial freedom, but I'm telling you, you can, and we're going to help you do it. We're going to help you do it by learning how to trade, by learning how to make smarter decisions in this market. And now is the time to hone in on those skills and to take advantage of those resources. So Peter says all altcoin profits would be rotated into Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, probably. I think it's important to use some of that money to live, to pay for bills, expenses, whatever you need, pay off your debt. But, you know, the rest, I want to put it in Bitcoin. I want to grow, you know, my Bitcoin over time, because that's the only way that you're going to come out winning. I'm convinced of it. Right?
Yeah, there's rich and there's wealthy. The difference is one's learn how to make money, the others learn how to maintain money. That's the difference.
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely right. That is a good point. Like, if you can't maintain the wealth that you've made, or you just keep it in dollars and they slowly dwindle away with inflation and debasement. I mean, Raw Food Writer says, that's me. I want out. Well, we got to get you out, man. You got to get out. There's no time to waste. There's no time to waste. We do it smartly. Yep. And, you know, on that note, also about maintaining your wealth and about planning over time, I think a lot of people who are in the quote unquote rat race and working normal 9 to 5 jobs, they have retirement plans. But those retirement plans have never allowed you to invest in Bitcoin. And imagine if you could, or if you could have back when you started, invested in Bitcoin, how well off you'd be right now. Right. And even if you haven't started and you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, 40s, even 50s, I think it was on the Ramsey show where they said, if you invest $1,000 a month, every month from 50 to retirement age, you'll have about $500,000. And that's in like normal risk portfolio, you know, a normal crypto IRA. So imagine if you invested in just Bitcoin, how exponentially more your wealth would grow if you did that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when I first got my first 401k, it was in 2009. You know, imagine if I could have vested that into Bitcoin, where I would be today. But your traditional IRAs and Roths and things like 401ks, you can't do that. You have very little control. That's where what you're about to show, is magic.
Right. So I want to just highlight our partners, guys. We partnered with them because we believe in their mission and because we want to get all of the tools to help you guys succeed long term. So not only do we want to think about freedom right now and like make enough money to be free right now, but we also want to be free for the rest of our lives, right? For this test of time and to pass that wealth on. And I truly believe that if you start to invest in cryptos and you do that in your IRA, you're going to set yourself up for success. So this is iTrustCapital. They're partners of our channel, and we're currently doing a campaign with them because I think this is very important. So they're the biggest and most trusted crypto IRA firm. You can buy and sell crypto, gold, and silver with the IRA. They've had 15 billion transactions and 200,000 accounts, guys. And they're super nice. They're based out of California, and their customer service is just next to none, and you can trade like up to 70 cryptos. So the cool thing about them is you can buy and trade and sell crypto tax-free within your IRA. So your Roth IRA, for example, that one you're allowed $7,000 per year, and that's post-tax money. So that is it tax-free within your Roth IRA that you can buy and sell. You can trade crypto without having to incur those capital gains up to $7,000 per year. And you can also roll over your normal 401k, and you don't even have to fund your account with new money. You can actually transfer it from your existing IRA. They'll help you do it. It's seamless. So you can convert directly from your Roth or transfer from the 401k, and it's worth it. It's worth it, even the tax you may have to pay on that 401k, because then you're going to be in crypto, right? And that's going to go up exponentially more than all the other like slower and more secure investments, right? So if you do that, if you sign up today and you fund the account, you get $100 funding bonus with the code Megan9, which you see right here. So the link is in the description, guys. And just for a limited time, if you do that, not only will they give you a $100 funding bonus, but we will give you a $100 funding bonus on your BYDFi account to start trading. So that is like, I think, the maximum value we can give, because not only will you be getting into a crypto IRA, but you're also going to get money to start trading with. And so that's what we want to give back to you. And that's the incentive we have for you to pay your future self, right? And to get involved. So there's so many things on the table here. I know it's a lot to take in all at once, but this episode was meant to be about teaching you how to grow your wealth, how to maintain the wealth. Not only right now, like I actually think that this bull run is imminent, that we will blast off at any point in time now. And it's just a matter of time. But as we go, you can take profits and pay your future self too. You set it and forget it for when you're retired, and you'll be free. You'll be free, guys. So don't wait until it's too late. I'm doing this now. Steven and I are funding our accounts. So we'll do an episode about like the back end of that and how that is. But it's just a phenomenal thing, guys. And so I'd like to see you guys all win long-term as well. And Gordon says here, it's easy to get out, just make the decision and do it. Yeah, I mean, Gordon, was that you? Did you do that as well? Like anybody who has done that in the chat, like it's really great if you can share that, especially in the Hive. For those who are trying to get out, we want to forge that kind of community that has that mentality, right? That wants to learn these skills to master, to get out of the rat race. Peter says the market cycle top is not in just yet for Bitcoin in Q4. We will have one more push either November, December. Yeah, I believe so too. I think that we're going to rip up toward the end of the year. And then the question is, what happens 2026? I think we'll get the altcoins starting to rally, maybe like end of December into January, February. The head of the Fed, Jerome Powell, gets replaced in May. So maybe we rally until May in the markets, and then we have like a bear market until the end of the year. I think that is all on the table. What I do know, or that I'm confident in until the price action tells us otherwise, is that this bull run is not over, and we still have a lot of gas left in the tank. So that's just what I believe. And Gordon says, why not just DCA into crypto and hold it yourself on a cold wallet? It will rise itself over the years. I retired at 50. Hey, that's amazing, man. Congrats to you. And there are many ways to do this. You can DCA and hold it yourself, but you don't get the tax benefits. So that's why the IRA is awesome, because you can trade, buy and sell tax-free within the Roth, for example, on post-tax dollars, and with your 401k, you can get those benefits, and you defer the taxes. So there are reasons to invest in IRAs as well as to hold. So I believe everybody should do all of it. DCA, hold long-term, have the crypto IRA, and also trade. And trading doesn't have to be like staring at your screen like, oh my God, it's going up 10, it's going down 10-second charts. I mean, you can do swing trades. You can use, like Rob has a family who's our lead analyst now, and he's very, very good at what he does. He's very high hit rate. And he has a family, he's busy, as a full-time job, and he has made his entire money trading. You guys, like he bought it. Like he's done so well off of his trading, and not a full-time trader by any means. So if he can do it, anybody can like learn this and do this. You don't have to babysit, you set your alerts, and man, you're going to be very, very happy once altcoins get into like easy trading season, right? That's all I can say. So ETH durably staying above 5K means it's on like Donkey Kong. I love that phrase. What generation are you from, Peter? I used to love to hear that. But I think that dates all of us. Yeah. I do miss that game, by the way. I think video games are a lot different nowadays. I don't know about you guys, but yes, I agree with you. Stephen, what are your final thoughts to send them off with on this fine Monday evening, morning, wherever you're tuning in from?
Yeah, I think it's a reason we're in a place to be excited about where the market's at. We got great things going on in the Hive. Our Patreon will be going. live before long. We're going to teach business and real estate. We're going to kind of dig down to some of that stuff. Make sure you get in there. Make sure you get the benefits of signing up for BYDFi. The iTrust. Get in there and enjoy it. We got a great team. We're building something big here. Be a part of it.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's powerful. That's all you need to know, guys. Like we want to set you up for success in any way we possibly can. So let's all do this together, go on this ride. And we got an incredible audience already. And we're building as time goes on, and we're rebranding, and we're building something new and amazing. So we thank you all for being a part of it. And Gordon, you're absolutely right. You can buy and sell it. Don't have to day trade. Day trading is not for most people, right? So you can swing trade. Sometimes trades play out in like 4 to 5 days to a couple of weeks. You don't need to babysit it. You just set your alerts and your buys and sells and your stop losses, and you're good. You're good. So I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. We are going to do a trading seminar, and then we'll have like a competition where we award the winner after the seminar. We'll announce all the details with a certain futures USDT bonus to trade with. But yeah, if you do sign up to iTrust, we'll also get you started with $100 on BYDFi to trade with or sell or whatever you want to do with it. And so yeah, guys, I think that's it on this Monday. Just remember what you're fighting for on the other side of this. We're all trying to escape the matrix, and we're doing a good job by just showing up each and every day, right? So we will be back on tomorrow with more charts from Rob at 3:30 p.m. EST. So do tune in. And on that note, Stephen, any final closing words?
I'm good. Get in the hive.
Yep, get in the hive, guys. The link is in the description below. BYDFi link is in the description below. No KYC. Let's go. Let's crush it. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.